Hey, you got speed, Rob?
Recording.
Good morning, this is David Knox coming to you live on our first Monday Administrator and Manager webinar, Monday, June 5th, 2017. Thank you all for joining me today. And I am, maybe if you've been watching me on Facebook, I've been very pleased to announce that on June 2nd, a couple of days ago, I celebrated 30 years in business as David Knox Productions. So I just have to kick off and tell you that I'm very, very excited about those 30 years. It's been an incredible run. I left Merrill Lynch Realty, where I was the National Training Director for about 4 years, had a great trip up there. We helped 33 of their operating units around the country get into the training. All of their training directors actually flew in and helped me build the training. I raced cars against Paul Newman for quite some time up at Lime Rock and Watkins Glen, and really had a good time. So I thank you all, because many of you have been a part of that journey for sure now, and some of you for years prior to that. So thank you guys, appreciate it. So let's talk about what's new this month. First of all, write down July 10th for the next webinar. And by the way, let me just check, can you see my screen where it says next webinar? Maybe somebody Rob, you wanna let me know?
I do see that, David.
Good, okay, just every once in a while the screen disappears. So write down that Monday, July 10th, obviously with the 4th of July weekend, we wait a week. So put that down. And I'm going to talk today about the 2017 videos, accountability plans. I'll take you through that, our new app that has been updated. And then I'm pleased to be joined by our guest presenter, Stanley Bishop. He's going to be talking about marketing outside the box for real estate companies. So let's get to it. This month, I just had to have some fun coming out of Formula One, Indy 500, and the NASCAR 600 on Memorial Weekend. I just felt I'm going to give all my members a fast ride. So this month's What's New video was shot in my sports car going around some fast clover leaves. No, I didn't exceed the speed limit, but I also did not lift as we went into the corners. So it'll be a fun video for your agents to watch. And as hopefully all of you remember that when you go to the What's New, let's go live to the site. When you click on the What's New, this is where you get all the support materials. And I recommend that everybody, and I know we have some new members on here today, if you click on, I recommend the Knox Topics by Curriculum PDF. And at the top, it will show that we're up to 425 videos. The bold indicates the videos that are new. And if you scroll through here, print it out, this is your TV guide on all the videos we have organized by category. Anything in bold is what is new that month. Next, let's go through the videos. So we've uploaded 4 new videos this month. Knox First Tuesday 110 was actually shot before a live audience in Dallas, Texas. And so for those people who kind of like the fun of a live seminar, they will enjoy that. But I talk about familiarity versus direct prospecting. And in going around the country and doing live seminars and talking to agents, so many of your agents think they're busy. And I suppose they are, but they're busy doing marketing type things, not prospecting. And the difference to me is if you're not face-to-face or phone-to-phone, all you're doing is building familiarity, your marketing, your branding. And while all those things are good, and while it's great that agents do it, the money doesn't happen until you get out from behind your computer and actually meet another person face-to-face. So it's a nice, quick video, 9 minutes. So it's perfect for your sales meetings. And when I presented it live, people came up and said, thanks very much for that. I realized that I've been spending most of my time building familiarity, and I really need to get off my aspirations and start prospecting. We continue with the Venus Morris Griffin videos, Real Estate Live 29, and we're up to parts 3, 4, 5. If you haven't seen 1 and 2, you got to watch that too, especially part 1, because it introduces Venus. And just as a reminder, she is the lady who 6 years ago had been married 20 years, discovered her husband had a double life. He was sent to prison. She got divorced. She was $200,000 in debt. She had no house, had no income. It was in 6 kids to take care of. And we follow her journey, or hear about her journey from that deep despair in her life to incredible performance, $1 million a year in gross commission income. And in 29-3, this is really more for your experienced agents. You know, if you have people that are the, I don't know, 200, 300,000 level, and they want to go to $500,000 or more. So that's purely experienced agents. Your new agents should not be doing anything on Real Estate Live 29-3 until they're at least at 100 grand a year, maybe a little bit more than that. Now 29-4, that applies to everybody because it gets into sphere of influence. 70% of her business is sphere of influence prospecting, and as you can see the numbers there, 40% is repeat, 30% is new business. And 29-5, it's just fun to hear her talk about those fundamentals for sale by owners and open houses, as what she did to get started and what she still does. She follows what I've been presenting forever, and that is treat the business as a game. Don't take life so seriously. You're not getting out of it alive anyway. So her view of for sale by owners is, sometimes I just need to fire myself up, have a change in pace, and do it for fun. Then it's a great philosophy to have. So now, let's talk about the email that goes out. Obviously, we want to help you promote our videos to all of your agents. So this is the email. It scrolls down quite a bit, so I put it in two parts. But Rob Tronson has done a beautiful job building this with nice screenshots. And one of the things that we did this month was the What's New video. We made it public. It's actually plays on YouTube. That way nobody has to log in, and we've had different requests for that. Some people say, well, I want to force them to log in so they'll watch your videos. And we thought, you know what, if you force them to log in to watch the What's New and they don't, well, then they don't see anything else. So we made that just public. So when they click on the Watch Now link, it opens in YouTube, and hopefully they'll be excited enough about the videos to then log in, and we give them the opportunity to do that. So please, I'll remind you again, these videos this email needs to be forwarded to all of your agents. And if you guys have not seen this video, it's because your spam filters are set so tight that nothing gets through. And a couple of you who are on today, as I take a look, I see some of you have companies whose spam filters are absolutely so tight that nothing gets through. And it's too bad. I don't know. I don't know how to communicate with everybody. Also want to announce, remind you that the mobile app, RET mobile app version 2 has been out for a while, and the benefit of that is your agents may now access their action plans on the mobile device. That was not possible on version 1. So I'll take you through some of the screenshots. They click on their action plan, and the one in which they are enrolled will appear. They click on that, and it shows all the categories or the steps of the action plan. So obviously they would start on getting started, and when they click on the step, it takes them to a paragraph that describes the step, and then it breaks it into videos, tasks, and actions. Of course, one of the challenges with mobile apps is there's a little bit more clicking than there would be online. So if they click on videos, they'll see a list of videos, and they click on the video, and over on the left you can see the word watched if they have and not if they haven't. So they click the video, they watch it, and it registers. Next, for the tasks, there's little check boxes behind here. So as they are done with their task, they tap on it, it checks, and it updates just as it would online. And when it's an action to report, they just type it in, and it has that same ability where they can use the microphone, read it in, whatever they want. And that's how it works. So I just want to remind you that that's up and running. So for those of you who are using our accountability plans, it's now online. So let's talk about accountability plans. There are many of you who may not be aware of this feature. So if you go to accountability, manage accountability, you will see the 6 templates that I have created. And I update these as we go along. And you can click on preview and then click on the header and see the videos and the task. And as you go through each of these, you'll find one that you like. You click clone, it drops to the bottom. So here's, well, let's do the multi-week. So once again, you drop it to the bottom, and you can go through and preview any one of these sections and see how you like it. And if it's close to what you want but not perfect, then you click on structure, and you can change the description of the plan. You can change the enrollment email text, and then you can go through these sections, and you can remove them. You can click and drag, move them around however you'd like them, rename them. Let's go back to this one. When you click on edit, you can go to each one of these sections and click edit again. And this is where you change the description, you change the tasks or videos, and then you can also change the task. You can delete them, move them, whatever you want. The cool thing is you can make a Word a hyperlink. So if you double click on, complete your onboarding paperwork, click on it, by the way, I know I'm going real quick here. We have a tutorial on it. You can upload your own documents, have it targeted to open in a new window, which is what I've always recommended. And then when you enroll an agent in it and they click on the link, it'll download whatever it is that you put in there. So step one is to go to accountability, find one you like, clone it, save it, edit it. Step number two is that you enroll your agents. So you would, go to whichever training you want, click enroll agents, and then put a check mark in front of those that you want to enroll. And then the third step is progress reporting. So you go to progress reporting, you scroll down and see who's active, who's not active. And when you click on their email, you can scroll down and see the videos they've watched, the tasks they've completed, and the actions that they've reported back. I know I'm flying through this very quickly. I'm not attempting to teach it. I'm attempting to let you know the capabilities. To learn about this, all of you watching, you can click on Manager Resources. And here's the accountability plan flyer. This is more of a promotional piece showing that it's cool and what you can do with it, and some of our members and what they say and how they like it. Then if you click on the tutorial, this is the multi-page, and this is, it's kind of tedious to build one of these, but once it's up, it's up. And this will take you through exactly how to build it. And for those of you who want help, give me a call. I'll do a webinar with you and make sure that you can use it. I'm going to pause right now. By the way, hopefully by now you all know how to use your questions area. If you have any questions or things you'd like me to add. Joe Coyne, let's see. Awesome video did in the car driving. He felt the speed. Good. Hey, Joe, we got to shoot that video for you. I'm planning on doing that today. Okay, I think we're good to go on questions. And I've also got my photo booths on, so I just wanted to give you guys a quick wave to know I'm really here. I won't leave it on because it kind of stutters when you're on a webinar. So back to this. Back to our PowerPoint presentation. So those are the action plans. And just a quick reminder, we want to help you get your agents engaged. So the monthly email I talked about, our Facebook group page, to really get perfect involvement with our training, you absolutely need to show it in meetings, training sessions, rookie meetings, lunch and learns. We have a lot of companies that'll take their rookies and do an early morning meeting. They'll take their experienced agents and do Coke and pizza on a Thursday afternoon from 12 to 1. Setting up our custom curriculum, accountability plans. And remember, you can Skype me into a meeting. And by the way, finally, people are, we have Aaron calling every one of our members, letting you know that I'll do this. So I'm actually getting booked up and doing 3, 4, 5 Skypes a day. So, and this is, what it looks like. Set up your camera on a laptop underneath your flat screen. So they look up at me, I look back at them, and we have a fun time. The agents get a kick out of it, and we go back and forth and we laugh, and we let them ask questions, and I kind of rant about different things, and it's a lot of fun. So if you are ready, in fact, Stanley, just before I introduce you, I'm going to stop and see if our members have any questions on anything. Oh, we do. I'm glad. The what's new without logging, it's working great. Oh, thanks, Ernie. That's right. Ernie, you were one of the ones that requested that. I'm going to find you on my list, and I'm going to unmute you, Ernie. Ernie, tell me again. So how do you like it? How does it work to have it not having to log in?
Absolutely great. The reason why is just what you said. People were stopping before because they either forgot their pass or they'll do it later. This way they just click right on it, and then from there we're getting the interest form to open up and get into their platform. So thanks for doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's right. I forgot you were the one who had requested that. And then when you go to that page, there's a little place under there that tells them to log in. So if you guys have any other ideas, let me know. Thanks, Ernie. I'm going to mute you, see if there's any other questions out there. Let me just look at our list. All right, I guess we're good to go. All right, hey, it's time to introduce our guest speaker. Stanley Bishop was a member of our online training, and then he moved on to do some of his own business. But Stanley has built a real estate company, sold over $1 billion in sales volume, closed over 10,000 transactions, recruited more than 1,000 agents. recognition, the 40 Under 40 by the Business Journal. He was Exit Realty top brokerage and sales volume for 6 years, and he loves to coach and coaching brokers on ways to be more successful. So Stanley, are you there? Let me, as I say that, I need to unmute you. Oh, I got to scroll through
Yes,
this.
sir.
Oh, good. Oh, good. We got you unmuted. All right. So what I'm going to do is change presenter. So how's your day going, Stanley?
Beautiful in Florida. It's sunny and should be at the beach, but I'm here with you, David, and I'm enjoying it.
All right. All right. Well, I'm going to change the presenter view to you. So you have it. So you can accept the screen, go to your PowerPoint, and begin. So Stanley, thank you very much. And
Thank
Stanley,
you, David.
Our members, speak Stanley. The floor is yours, sir.
And I want to congratulate you on 30 years, David. That's an awesome achievement. David's been a mentor to me. He's been one of our successes that we had in the real estate brokerage. As he informed you, I was a broker at one time, recently have sold my brokerage. And my choice to do so was because I do like to coach. I do like to consult. I've been a serial entrepreneur. I have extensive experience in the real estate industry and technology. Prior to being in real estate, I was in corporate America, and I was working with mostly the high technology companies, Hewlett-Packard, Mitsubishi, Xerox. Post 9/11, didn't want to fly anymore, and that's what got me into real estate. I opened up my real estate company in 2007 with Exit Realty, and that is when real estate stopped. Literally had to fund the company for $10,000 a month for 2 months and have to go to work. And in 2008 became profitable. And as you can see by the sales volume, we were very successful, had 2 great partners in the business that we grew this company. And I was fortunate enough to have an exit strategy, and I took it. And now I'm moving on to the coaching consulting. With that, when talking to David, he and I were talking about how can we come up with some out-of-the-box marketing ideas to help brokers in an affordable way, and some other ways, which do cost money, but ways that can make it more beneficial. And one of the things you had just said about, I guess, some of the coaching you're doing, David, was that more people are spending time marketing versus prospecting.
Right.
And I totally agree with that. You know, marketing is fun. Marketing is something you can create, and people want to be creative. But at the end of the day, prospecting is what gives us opportunities to write contracts and work with buyers and work with sellers. So at the end of the day, prospecting has to be at the core of what we do. But as broker managers, I don't see a lot of people talking about the core competencies of what brokers and managers should be focusing on. And I've defined that, or it's defined as a harmonized combination of multiple resources and skills that distinguish a firm in the marketplace. And for a brokerage, specifically in real estate, I've defined it as 3 basic techniques or tasks that we have to focus on, which is hiring good agents, keeping those agents that we want to keep, and helping them become more successful. And being a good marketer can achieve all 3 of those goals. And we're going to walk through a few of those right now. These are just a couple of ideas that I put together when Dave and I talked. And I think you'll find that these will be easy to implement. Some of them will take a little bit more time and money to do, but we're going to start with the easier ones in the beginning to talk about. Now, getting outside the box of marketing, what is that? That's being creative. It's not copying what somebody else is doing. You really have to be the first in your market to do it. When I was part of a franchise, one of the first things I did was ask my franchisor, well, give me the 3 top brokerages around the country. And I flew around the country and met with them, and I really looked at what they were doing, and I found that all 3 of them were successful for different ways, but all of them were great marketers. So I realized right then and there, if I'm going to be successful in this brokerage, I've got to be a great marketer. So let's talk about some of the out-of-the-box marketing ideas that we could probably implement today. Now, a call night, to me, is underutilized for most brokerages that I'm consulting with. A call night is a way to get your agents together, and it's a way to practice the scripting. And I can tell you, I've read some studies before what previous professions top real estate agents did, and a lot of them were previously actors and actresses. Now, they know how to play a part. They could role play. They also lived in California. The average sales price was much higher in California, so I'm sure that had a little bit to do with it. But they knew how to play a part. And call night is a place where you can provide the script to your agents. And the way we did it in our company is we had every other agent would make a phone call. So picture a room and you've got, let's say, 15 agents, and every other agent is on the phone calling. And the agent who's not on the phone is sitting between two people who are making the phone call, and they're listening to what those agents are saying. And this is a way to get an entire force together at least once a month and practice the ability of making phone calls for prospecting. And what would this do for us as managers for recruiting purposes? I believe most agents feel that prospecting, they don't know what to say, is one of the things that hold them back. David, would you agree with that? Not knowing what to say sometimes hold agents back?
Well, it's interesting. In last few seminars I've had, when I said, why don't you call your past customers or clients? 2 words come up: is fear, they're scared to call them, and 2, they don't know what to say. So fear and dialogue seem to be the 2 barriers.
And if you had a call night where everybody is coming together making the phone calls, that fear of making the phone call, I find, goes away. And we would make it fun. We would put a kiddie pool in the circle of the room, and everybody got a quarter for every appointment that they set. And then every time they got an appointment set, they'd throw a quarter in the pool. And at the end of the day, the person who won got to take all the quarters home. And, it wasn't a lot of money, but everybody was, trying to go for the most number of appointments. And I'm telling you, we would have nights where the shyest person was the one who would have the highest number of appointments. I don't know why it was that way, but they were really good on the phone. Their voice was good. They were calm. They had the people around them. They had support, and it was very effective for them. So the call nights is a very inexpensive way to get together. I always like to use my vendor relationships. I'd have a title company there and have a mortgage company there. They would bring in a pizza or bring in a prize, a gift card or something, so that could be a giveaway. But they were also there setting appointments for the agents, getting the buyers qualified when the calls were made out, helping with research title if the title agent was there. It was all beneficial for the purpose of prospecting. Career night, now going back to the core competencies of a brokerage: recruiting, retaining, increasing per agent productivity. Career night is a great way for helping grow the company. So career night, we had this every month. It was a set schedule. The agents knew when career night was. So this was their opportunity to invite guests that they thought would be a good fit for our company to career night, and they would be financially rewarded. There's different ways to do it. I've seen it where, on the first closing, they would be paid a prize or a recruiting bonus, or maybe a computer is given at the first closing as a benefit of saying thank you to the current agents for helping us grow the company, making them feel like they're part of the company. So the career night, we always had a broker available. We would host it a lot of times at the builder's model, which is another way to get agents familiar with the different products out there, get them out there to the builders, having them do the things they need to do for prospecting purposes. But it really helps the agents bring people to the company. And I always found that like attracts alike. So if you have a top producer, the top producer agents would typically invite other top producers into the company through these career nights. And this was a very, very good way for us growing the company. I would say we were averaging 2 to 3 hires a month, specifically by having a set monthly career night where agents knew this is when to invite people to an event where they could get educated about what is the culture of that company, what are the benefits of that company. Very, very beneficial with growing the company. Another thing that we recently did was open up a real estate school. Our real estate school allowed us to find people that we thought would be a good fit for our company, but weren't currently licensed. Where career night was really focused for people who are already licensed, the real estate school is for helping people get their license. So we actually started our own real estate school, and we partnered up with the local college, and we would hold actual campus classes on the college's campus for getting their real estate license, part of the adult learning program. And then we made this literally a revenue source for the company. We charged for the real estate school. We brought people in. We hired our instructors, who are actually our current agents, were staff members who were actually the instructors of the school. And this really helped us with the implementation of, instead of sending people who we thought would be a good prospect to another real estate school where they might be recruited to another real estate company. If they came to our real estate school, they were part of our culture, they understood the benefits that we had to offer. This was a good benefit for us, at least for growing the company. And, surprisingly, it was very low cost to be able to open up a school. We already had the marketing means because we had the real estate agents who were part of the marketing. So when they would meet people that they wanted to bring into our company, they would introduce them to our school, and then we'd have signups, and we were averaging anywhere from 7, 8 to 10 students each time, and we're holding 6 classes a year. So this is an opportunity to get to a potential 60 recruiting into your company, specifically through the school. Linking with the college really helped us because we were able to get to a much higher level qualified potential real estate agent, because a lot of these that were taking the classes at the college, they had other bachelor degrees, they were going back into the workforce, so they already had experience in sales. We didn't have to necessarily teach them the sales side of it. They had a marketing degree, they had a business degree, they just didn't know how to do real estate. And by going through our real estate school, we were able to get them right into the training program. So now this is going to be spending a little bit of money here.
Hey, Stanley, do you mind if I interrupt you for 1 second?
Sure.
One of the, I'm sure somebody may have this question. I know in Minnesota, there's, they've got some stuff about a real estate company being involved in a school and a conflict of interest and things like that. I'm just wondering if that was an issue for you. In fact, if anybody's listening, maybe you can post a question on that.
I'm in Florida, and so Florida has specific laws of what you can and can't do. So within the school itself, when we're instructing, we cannot recruit. We cannot talk about the company. We cannot talk about the brand that we represent. Outside of the school, on breaks, after hours, you have a list. If you're the instructor, you know everybody who's a student. This information is also published electronically through the Department of Business Professional Regulations. So anybody would have access to who the student is, their name, their phone number is published online. But as our instructors, they're enrolled within our school, we have that meeting where we can literally, outside of the classroom, as long as it's not within the classroom time frame, we can discuss opportunities of working for our real estate brand. But that's a great question, because you definitely want to make sure you're compliant.
Yep, good, thank you.
Now, moving on to mobile branding. Mobile branding, at the bottom of the top right, if you can see this one, this is behind there, you'll see a booth. We take this car, it's a smart car. It was $100 a month was the cost of the lease on this. No money down, out the door. It was a Mercedes-Benz, actually, sells the smart cars. But this has been one of the best branding images out there, where people always see, oh, I see you in the smart car. I see the smart car out there. We had it at every event. All the grassroots marketing that we did was centered around the smart car, and it was people coming up, taking pictures because it was new. Nobody had seen it. This was a very inexpensive way, $100 a month, for having a transportation, which is basically a driving billboard. We had so much success on it, we even gave our agents opportunities where the agents would be able to participate. So then we had not only the company branded cars, we had 5, 6 agents out there driving around in their own smart cars. And then we had agents who were coming in saying, well, I like the smart car, but I need more room. And you'll see on the bottom left, we have one of our top agents who wrapped his entire large 4-wheel drive truck. And this was, great marketing, especially on social media, which anytime you're doing these events, you want to make sure you're leveraging social media with the event itself. But we put the big truck right next to the smart car. And it was so funny. If you look at the comments of what people were leaving, they would put, look, the big car ate the smaller car. So it's a lot of interaction online that we did. But all of these goes back to the premise of building the core competencies of recruiting, retention, and increasing per agent productivity, which this is what we would do from a marketing standpoint on the grassroots. And using the grassroots, these are the events we would actually go to. So some of these are a little bit more expensive. Jacksonville Jaguars, the NFL team, we were the real estate company for the Jaguars. We also were the real estate company for the Armada and the Sharks. And you'll see through our branding, we'd have different giveaways at the events where they would throw these out at the games. But at every event, and I'm going to go back a slide because you can see the logo Sharks here in the middle. If I go back a slide, that's actually we're at the event, and we have a booth that's to the left. You can't see our booth, but we would have agents working the booth at every one of these home games. So from a recruiting standpoint, can you imagine, and I know, having the NFL team, that's $100,000 sponsorship, and not everybody has a marketing budget for that. But we have the Jumbo Shrimp, which I know is an oxymoron, but we have the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp, and the sponsorship on something like that is a couple $1,000s. But what that would give you, if you were the sponsor for that baseball team, is you would have a booth at every home game. So what it gives you from a recruiting standpoint is, working for my brokerage, if you come work for us, we're going to give you an opportunity to get outside into the grassroots of the community. You'll have a ability to attend the game, but before the game, you're going to be able to get names, phone number, and email addresses of people who would come by the booth, and they would sign up for some giveaway. So we'd always have a giveaway. Maybe it would be box suite tickets at the next game. We'd always have branded shirts, and we'd have sunglasses, things that people would be, remember. But we'd always capture their name, phone number, and email address. We would take the name, phone number, and email address. We would then look at the 3 or 4 agents who actually worked the booth that day for that event, and then we would auto assign an equal number of leads that was generated from each one of these events. And we're talking hundreds of leads at each one of these home games. I mean, at a Jaguars event, it was almost, we're talking, 600-700 leads that would be generated. And for 3 agents, they just picked up that many name, phone number, email addresses. And at any given time, we might have 10% of the market is looking to move. So they would have a large contact list to be able to prospect from. So for recruiting purposes, bringing in new agents, they would love the grassroots marketing opportunity. For retaining agents, again, focusing on the core competency, if you're part of a real estate company that has all these brands and someone's trying to recruit you away from our company, it was harder to recruit them away because they didn't have the value that we offered back to the agents. And increasing per agent productivity was right around this marketing, because again, if we can get the agents outside their comfort zone of being inside the office, that's not necessarily where prospecting is always going to be. Prospecting is getting out and face-to-face or picking up the phone. Although, funny story, David, I got to tell you this one. It was a couple of months ago, before I sold my company, we had an IT person in doing some changes to the computer system. And he was sitting on the back at one of the desks, and I saw at least 4 agents walk by this IT person from a consulting company, not part of our company, and he's flipping through a Homes and Land magazine. And I watched 3-4 agents walk by this person sitting in our office, our real estate office, and he's just sitting there flipping through a Homes and Land magazine. And I'm sure the agents just thought he was an employee or something. But I walked up to him and I said, I have to ask you, I see you looking at Homes and Land magazine, you're sitting in a real estate office, you wouldn't happen to be in the market to buy. He said, oh yeah, my wife and I just had a new kid, and we were thinking, I'm just like, oh my gosh, right in the office, agents are walking by opportunities that are happening right here. So, keep your eyes open. But that was a funny story I had to tell you.
Funny.
This is one of the things we did for the pool suite. We part of our marketing of the Jaguars, this is at the Jaguars, we have the only pool in an NFL stadium that I believe, I'm pretty sure that's correct. Or we were the first to have a pool. Yeah, so every year what we would do is one of the giveaways for the sign up is we would provide 10 guests, one person wins, and 9 guests get to go with the one person to a pool suite, and we'd have all you can eat, drinks, just a fun time, and they had the pool set up right there, and you're watching a NFL team. So we are in Florida. It is a hot place. This is actually December when you see this picture here, and it's warm in Florida.
How many people can they get in the pool?
There is a lifeguard there. I think it's 50 is the maximum, because that was how many people we could have in our booth.
Okay.
But we didn't push that many people in. Relocation Center. So One of the challenges that we had as a company is we didn't have a network that we were part of. We weren't part of Cardis. We weren't part of these different networking groups. So we kind of had to build our own relocation. Where do people enter Florida in Jacksonville and have a high traffic was the airport. So as you can see here, this picture here, that desk is a wing of an airplane right there that we built that out of a wing of an airplane. But on the left up there, that says Relocation Center. That's actually one of our real estate offices. It's inside the pre-screening section of the Jacksonville International Airport, right next to a Starbucks inside the airport. And we would have TSA agents come by. We would have pilots and stewardess. They would come by and they would be in the market to buy and sell real estate. We had Fortune 500 companies, CEOs literally walk in. We had a big major bank takeover, and the company who took over the bank locally in Jacksonville, the CEO walked in and said, "Hey, I see this relocation center here. What's this about?" And we, I had a great agent on floor at the time. We would man it from 7 to 7, and the agent, had a great conversation. Within 2 days, he's getting a phone call from the CEO who's looking at buying $1 million house downtown and making an introduction to the HR person because they thought this was a really innovative way to do marketing. And this has been, we've had deals with the Chamber of Commerce where they're doing outreaches to other cities. And then before they would leave to go to whatever city they were doing outreach, they would meet at our relocation center to have the first meeting and then leave from there to go wherever their journey is to the next city. And this was a way for us to interact with the leaders within our city, but to say to a seller, if you list with us, not only can we market your home, but we are the exclusive real estate company inside the airport. Surprisingly, this was not as expensive as I thought it would be. And it's hard to see it on the screen, but on the window there were 3 different marketers, and we had different communities like Toll Brothers and some other builders and neighborhoods. They would actually pay to be on our window, which would supplement the cost of the space in there. So we could actually sublease the window to cover a good portion, almost half of our marketing or our rent space there. So the relocation center was a really good idea. Every time we opened up a real estate office, and in my journey, we opened up 7 locations throughout the Northeast Florida area. We would pick very high retail locations. I found I had a Burger King mentality, meaning that McDonald's did all the market research of where to put a restaurant, and Burger King just said, "I'll go across the street." That was the most I got out of my MBA when I was doing case studies. And I took that playbook and I wanted to parallel that with grocery stores. So every one of our retail locations, when we would open up a new office, we would find, that high-end food grocery store. Public shopping center was a good one in our marketplace. And we'd put an office right there at the public shopping center. So when it came to recruiting agents and they said, "Well, where's your offices?" Well, we're in the Publix over here. We're in the Publix over there. We're in the Winn-Dixie over here. We're in the airport. They saw this high retail traffic area where they saw that this was to be a place where I'd want to be able to sit floor because I can get the leads coming in, or it's convenient to my office or where I live. And that's what grocery stores put locations where a lot of people live. And that's a great way to piggyback off of where you open up your next office.
That's kind of like the gas station theory. 4 gas stations on a corner do better per station than one by itself, because everybody knows that's where to go for gas. I think same for car dealers are all in the same place. So there's some truth to all of that. Cross marketing, builders are doing it all the time. You see the builders are doing it within the communities. It just keeps that traffic. Agreed 100%. David, I went quicker than I thought. That was the basis of what I wanted to cover of some of the out of the box marketing. But I just want to give you a quick pitch. My focus now is on the coaching consulting. I'm really looking to focus on helping brokers grow their business. And that's who I work with, brokers around the country. And if anybody out there sees the benefit of what we're talking about here with some of the marketing ideas, please feel free to reach out to me. David, I appreciate the opportunity to come in today and discuss these different ideas. And I'm free to open it up to questions or comments if needed. That would be great. Well, here's what I'm going to do. First of all, for all of you watching or even on the recording, do a screenshot so you have his information. And do you charge by the hour or the day? And you don't have to get specific. I'll let people do that directly with you, but how would they best use your services?
It's as they need it. So we have a 26-week curriculum that is a monthly curriculum. And then we have just a one-time consulting. So if it's just simple as, hey, I need to be on the phone for an hour or two, we can set up something like that. So we're very customized to the need.
Good. Well, I know I've worked with you for a long time, so I know you'd be a great resource for them. And while I'm waiting for people to post questions, I want to answer a few. So hang on there. First question, Joe Coyne asked, do we send out the monthly email, or does that automatically go out from you? The answer is we send that monthly marketing email to administrators and managers only. We will not email agents ever again while I'm alive. They almost shut us down because too many agents go, oh, it's spam. They didn't know they were members. So Joe, you need to forward that on a broadcast. Number two, by the way, I am going to redo our entire management curriculum. And Dean Cottrell, who was president of a huge company out east, has retired and gone into private consulting as well. And he's helped me with that. So if you guys, you'll see I put a proposed leadership Word doc in this webinar. It's just really rough, down and dirty. It's kind of a quick overview of how I want to number the courses. And I would like each of you to, grab that, download it. And I am wide open to input on that, whether it's just the course title or anything, because I want to completely build a brand new leadership curriculum. And I want you guys to help me with it because you are the leadership. So what is it that you want to know? One other thing, when we get presenter view back, I'll show you that you guys can go to your users and send out a welcome email that has username and password. So Ernie Pinkert, remember that. Go to settings, your users, click on welcome email, and you can send out. So you will send out their username and password to all your agents. By the way, don't do it too much because we get in trouble if the agents report us as spam. And by the way, I don't know if anybody's going to the Inman Connect convention in San Francisco, but that's going to be August 7th. I'm actually going to be there. In fact, I'm actually sponsoring the Tuesday. So if you're there, if you're going to go, let me know. I'll see you there. So let me go back. I just wanted to get those out and see, are there any other questions anybody has for Stanley here? Then I'll wait and see. Well, Stanley, thank you very much. Those are some really creative ideas. And some of them you got to spend money, some you don't. And I think it's important. And some of the things, Stanley, you do are kind of combine marketing and prospecting, where you're out where people are. So you're marketing, they see signs, they see everything. But then as soon as they walk up and say hello, it's prospecting. So it's a beautiful balance of both. I really like that. So I am going to go back and I'm going to change presenter to me, show my screen. So by the way, here's the Word doc while we're on my screen. This is the Word document that has all the leadership from the 100 to 900. So you guys be sure to take a look at that. And Stanley, thank you. Thank you very much. So some great information. And by the way, I put that, you know what? Don't copy this because I got the wrong stuff. Your slide was the one with the proper information. So I'm going to go back.
But you can still reach me on that. Those are my personal numbers and info. You can always reach me. And David, I do want to give you a plug. Your training was instrumental to our company's success. And if brokers aren't doing this, managers aren't doing this, go over the training in your recruiting process. Because if you set those expectations of what you offer in training like David Knox's, and you're implementing it at the very beginning of that recruiting, all the way through the hiring process, all the way through the onboarding process, that's going to make them implement those systems much better. So again, I appreciate what you've done for our company, David.
Well, thank you very much. We've got some wonderful members, and I'm grateful for the 30 years. I'm grateful for all of your membership. And Ernie says, good presentation, Stanley. There we go. Always appreciate hearing that. If anybody else has feedback for Stanley, please post it here. And for those of you on the recorded webinar where you can't get the document or give some input on the management, just email me, david@davidknox.com. You know how to get a hold of me, and I'll be glad to help you out. So Stanley, thank you very much. Members, thank you for being members. Thanks for being part of my 30-year journey. And I wish you all a wonderful summer, and let me know how you like our June videos. And see you all later. Thanks for tuning in.